I think the electric was a little bit smoother than like riding a regular longboard, because you don't have to kick and you don't have to put your energy into that, because you tend to go a little bit faster because you can, you know, so you take turns a little bit harder.
You are like really using your thigh muscles and your core, so you are still getting a really good workout with it. You know, just a different workout.
Racing against someone else, it was a lot of fun.
The concrete is like super smooth. The track is really well maintained. I think it's a testament to sort of the parts that CARVON puts together to make this a really exciting and competitive race.
This is Electric Longboard Racing. This is CRL, the CARVON Racing League. Welcome to Michigan. We are here at Kart to Kart for the CRL 2017 Invitational. The top 8 e-skate riders from all over Michigan are here competing live. The winner of this tournament will become the first CRL e-skate champion.
So CRL, or the CARVON Racing League, is the first e-skate racing competition here in Michigan, and it combines the athleticism of traditional longboarding with the hand-eye coordination of esports.
I think I need to get a little bit more comfortable with the momentum, you know what I mean? Because on a normal longboard, you're not necessarily going this fast. Yeah. So I need to get used to the momentum and just the foot placement, because you're not kicking. Normally when you're on something like this, your foot's kind of in the middle and you have to kick. But at this, you have to spread your weight out a little bit more evenly. So I think just feeling like momentum and feeling weight displacement is going to be what I need to work on.
Instead of like pushing and having a kick and you exert so much energy, all that energy is like maintaining like your core.
Balance, yeah, you know? Definitely. I've skated for like 2 hours yesterday. My calves did not hurt this bad, you know what I mean? Like, this is definitely a new animal.
We're about to start the first round of competition, which are time trials designed to pair our riders in order of skill level. We have a total of 10 riders, all located within the Detroit, Michigan area. This is a winner-take-all event. Prize is significant. Bragging rights as the champion of the first organized e-skate league in the United States. Electric longboard racing is a new sport, like downhill longboarding from the future. CRL blurs this line even further with the CARVON EVO prototype board that features patented CARVON V3 dual direct drive technology that can reach a top speed of over 30 miles an hour. It's time to meet the top 8 riders for today's tournament. From Ypsilanti, Michigan, Patrick Shepard will be first. Next is Landon Greer from Ypsilanti, Michigan. Followed by Rick Cordero from Ann Arbor, Michigan. Number 4 is Ryan Bussey from Southeast Michigan. Then Dennis Hedke from Southeast Michigan. Kevin Canterbury from Taylor, Michigan. Matt Hughes from Ypsilanti, Michigan. And finally, Ben Arms from Ypsilanti, Michigan. We are racing at Kart to Kart in Sterling Heights, Michigan. This 1/5 mile indoor track is Metro Detroit's #1 GoKart facility, where many seasoned pros go to test their endurance and racing skills. With a few hairpin turns located around the track, the margin of error is very slim. These guys are ordered based on their performance in the first round time trials. In general, the more experienced e-skate riders tend to rank higher. But in a closed course like Kart to Kart, it presents so many different kinds of challenges that if a rider has any weaknesses, it will be seen. You have to find the balance between speed and not crashing.
I've been skating on and off since I was maybe 12. Like, never really got super good at it, but always had like a love for the culture, you know, the free spirit that it stands for.
I started skateboarding and longboarding when I first moved to Ypsilanti in 2011. Finals, round 2. Matt Hughes versus Ben Arms. Rough start by Ben Arms in the red as he stumbles off the board. Matt Hughes in blue takes the lead as they round the first corner. Arms recovers nicely as he maintains a low stance on the next turn, taking first. Arms sticks to the inside and slides into the corner nicely. Hughes is still trailing behind. He'll need to really push the throttle if he stands any chance of staying in this race. Another great corner move by Arms as he comes into the hairpin turn. Here comes Hughes taking the inside hairpin into first place. He overcorrects and loses balance as Arms pushes forward. Slick slide by Arms as he overtakes Hughes for the win. Great finish by Arms. As I pretty much told everybody today, I kind of pride myself on my best skill at skateboarding is just being able to stay on the board. So I think balance is probably my strongest suit, and I think that that works well with the e-boarding.
Honestly, for my next race, I would probably push it a little bit farther. I had a bit of rust to knock off. I hadn't skated in a long time.
These players make riding e-skate look easy, but it's really not. The riders are using prototype, high-performance CARVON EVO Electric Longboards for ultimate control. With CARVON V3 dual direct drive technology, the riders are confident that their boards are faster and more agile than typical consumer e-boards.
So with regular skateboarding and then transitioning to e-skating, the number one thing you'll notice is the takeoff. I would say the takeoff and the acceleration are the two things that you immediately have to get used to. They're both fun, but with e-skate it's so responsive.
The braking is kind of abrupt, but it's definitely manageable, you know, so it's, again, it's playing with the momentum of it and getting comfortable on top of the board.
We're just one heat into the finals as we prepare for round 2 with Ryan Bussey versus Dennis Hedke. Right out of the gate, Hedke takes the lead with a solid push. Both riders take the first turn with good control and staying low. Hedke hits a clean slide, looking very confident with Bussey close behind. Bussey in regular stance has a chance to catch up, but Hedke is throttling hard now, widening the gap. Both riders have years of longboarding experience, which you can tell by their posture. Hedke stumbles but recovers quickly. He'll have to stay balanced to maintain the lead. And he does it! This one's in the bag for Dennis Hedke.
There's a lot of momentum to take into consideration. I think that was probably like, I mean, I guess I was ready to make hard turns, you know what I mean? But I guess like the amount of turns that we had to take and getting used to like your weight with speed and you know, staying comfortable and balanced on top of the board.
I would, instead of on my days off, just go coasting with an e-board. I would set up cones and kind of do a mock track on my own to kind of get used to carving at those tight turns or going those straightaways and practice coming in at that speed.
Team CARVON is a research, development, and riding crew that assists with the design, prototype, and build of CARVON products, bridging the gap between what's next and what's best. They also dedicate a significant amount of time to CARVON-related activities, from e-skate ride meetups to maker fairs.
So the V3 is a motor where you don't have to carve out any of the urethane wheel. So it absorbs a lot of the vibrations, so that's fantastic. When you have just the slightest bit of little urethane over a motor, you get a lot of feedback from the board. It's really nice having that full layer of urethane there and being able to switch the wheel out with, you know, a production wheel that you can go down to the skate shop and get is awesome.
I found that pulling back slightly instead of just gunning it on the acceleration was a whole lot smoother than some of the prototypes that we had before.
I think today really, again, was a testament to actually how interesting and how fun something like this could be. And I think we want to take it to the mainstream level. We want to do what the Drone Racing League does.
I've been skating since I was 8. I'm 24 now. It's been pretty much the one thing in my life that has like pushed me the furthest.
So I was never really kind of like a street skater, but definitely cruising and that freedom that you feel when you're rolling through the streets, that was sort of what I gravitated to.
Finals, Heat 3, Patrick Shepard versus Rick Cordero. This is definitely one of the most anticipated matchups of today, as Shepard and Cordero have been riding together for a few years, since the early days of e-skate. Oh my, Cordero gets a ton of momentum on that start, pulling ahead of Shepard. Shepard stays close behind as they both stick to the slide on the corner. Cordero's irregular stance keeps him planted low. Shepard is still trailing, but you can tell that he's riding with a sense of urgency. They hit the straightaway at full speed as Cordero takes the inside lane. Wow, Shepard won't let up as he closes in on Cordero. This corner is a game changer. Shepard stays on the outside lane in hot pursuit. What a gutsy play. And here comes Shepard pulling into first place. What an amazing finish. You couldn't have written a better script.
Going head-to-head with Rick was it was destiny. I felt like that had to happen just because we've been doing it from the start when we were just trying to like meet up and skate and do other stuff. So yeah, being right by his side is cool.
Going head-to-head with Pat was kind of like weird because, you know, we're just never competitive with each other. I thought I had it. I thought getting low to the ground would actually help me, but it actually kind of changed my aerodynamics, and Pat just has this aerodynamic body, I guess, and his form kind of pushed him past the finish line. So it was one of the closer races today.
I've been skating for like 13, 14 years, somewhere around there. Started in like middle school or so and just never stopped.
I was about like 6 or 7, and all of my friends were into it, so I just picked it up naturally from them.
Next up, finals, Heat 4 with Landon Greer versus Kevin Canterbury. Both came in with the fastest round 1 time trial speed. Great start by both riders as they stay neck and neck in the lane. Greer pulls ahead on the inside as Canterbury swings out and around at full speed. Greer stays low. Canterbury once again pulls into the inside lane. Canterbury slides around the corner easily, shifting all of his weight into that turn. Canterbury throttles ahead as Greer continues to trail from behind. Another fast speed slide by Canterbury. Greer pushes forward, kicking and scratching to take the lead. Canterbury slides again on that last corner as he crouches into a tuck and takes first place. Amazing effort by Canterbury. He is firing on all cylinders today.
This was my first time even on this board. It was very different. It took a minute to get used to, but it was really easy. It was. Once you take a few laps, it was not hard at all. And it was really fun.
Next race, I'd probably get a little more practice in. Yeah, jumping from my personal e-board to a CARVON, there's quite a bit of differences. I'd rather get more used to it ahead of time, so just a little more practice.
And now the final heat of the day, the CRL 2017 Championship Race. With the 2 fastest times in round 2, Kevin Canterbury and Dennis Hedke both advanced for a shot at the title. Quick start from Hedke as Canterbury sticks to the inside corner. Hedke pulls ahead, throttling hard. Canterbury now takes first as they hit that next corner. Hedke slides through and reclaims the lead. Oh, Canterbury slows down slightly. This might be a technical issue as Hedke easily powers through the straightaway. Some very aggressive riding by Hedke as he widens the gap. Oh my, Hedke loses control and tumbles into the barrier. You gotta be kidding me, that's it. Canterbury's all alone now. He takes the turn easily, not risking a fall. Nice and steady, Canterbury slides into the finish line. Kevin Canterbury is your winner of the 2017 CARVON Racing League Invitational.
I would just take a few more extra laps before the race, honestly, because all it is just getting used to the board and getting comfortable. It depends on how, hard you pull the trigger. But you just have to be prepared, or else you're gonna fly off the board.
Yeah, I would have stayed on the board. I would not fall. That would be get less drunk the night before and don't fall. Those are my 2 pieces of advice.
I'm very impressed right now. He played it safe early, rode clean and fast, and was in position to take advantage of Hedke's mistake. Even though we've only run 4 heats, Canterbury's racing times were enough to clinch the overall victory in this winner-take-all event. This was the first tournament of its kind, and we had no idea how it would go. Canterbury raced like an experienced rider, aggressive when he had to be, and conservative when he could be. For CRL, Team CARVON, and our entire crew, I'm Don Tubor. Thanks for watching.